Hello, Kenya. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hi. Oh,
Hi, fine, great, excellent. Tell me, how is your day going? What did you do today? Did you want to work?
yes.
Yes, so how was the work today?
We'll see.
Busy. That's really hard. Why?
I'm much people.
You had a lot of people. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that sounds busy. Okay, so tell me, did you have time to take a lunch on the work?
Yes.
So what did you eat?
I eat
I
eggs.
ate. I ate in past.
I ate
Mm-hmm.
eggs and rice.
And rice. Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yes.
Yes, great, excellent. Okay, and what do you have to breakfast?
I ate pumpkin, um, um, tomato, and elote,
Corn.
corn.
Okay, that sounds delicious. That sounds really delicious. Tell me, how was the traffic?
It's terrible, the traffic.
What's terrible traffic?
I much car.
Was much car. So, how much time did you take to go to and back?
Um, 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours? Oh, that sounds a lot.
Yes.
Okay, okay, get it. Oh, and so what did you do when you're on the transportation, on the public
I,
transportation? What do you usually do?
I sleepy.
You leave. Okay, yeah, because you got really tired on the work, right?
Right.
Okay, I get it. And you only take only one bus, or do you take more than one bus?
Two bus.
Two buses? Okay. And how much did you pay? How much do you pay?
The um, 11 pesos
So it costs 11 pesos by bus or in total?
total.
Total. Okay. Isn't a lot. Okay. Yes, that's great. Okay, so Kenya, we are going to start the last part today. So first, do you have questions or comments about what we learned in the last class?
No.
No. Okay. Do you remember what we learned in the last class?
Yes, I checked the past, the at, on, in,
Mm-hmm.
and verb past.
Exactly. Just we check the preposition at, in, and on, and we was using past simple. So we are going to continue with the lesson D in the touchdown book. Give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we are going to check the lesson D. Teenage years. Teenagers. Do you know what is the meaning of teenage?
Um, años jóvenes o años de juventud.
Ajá, años jóvenes, años de juventud. En este caso sería la adolescencia. ¿No? Años de adolescente, ¿no? Ok. Luego tenemos reading. Brainstorm toward teenager. What do you think of? Make a list of these. Okay, teenager, party, slow music, fights with parents. Okay, what do you think of teenagers, Kenya?
or the school
Go to school.
and
Uh huh.
the uh, go to the concerts,
Uh
go
huh.
to the um, activity. eh?
Okay. Yes. Yes, it's true. Okay. So now we are going to read the article. No, and we are going to answer the question. If you have anything in common with Joe, no? For example, maybe he talks about he was in I don't know in the orchestra on middle school, and maybe you have to. Okay, so well, we are going to read this. Teenagers. In interview with Joe Hudson, Joe graduated from the University of Manchester, England, with a degree in genetics. Okay, can you read the first, please? The first question and the answer?
Yes. Where were where were you born? Did you spend your tenth there? I was born in a small uh, town, town near Manchester. I spent my tenth there until I went to go. I went to university when I was 18.
Okay, number two. What's one thing you remembered about school? I had a lot of fun with those my friends, playing soccer and pool. We used to try and sneak out of school during breaks to go to sweet shop around the corner. Okay, can you read a number three, please?
What were your best subject in the school and your worst? My best subject was science, especially biology, and that's what I ended up doing for my degree. My worst subject was algebra. I was never very good at it.
Okay, number four. How did you spend your free time? I spent a lot of time playing sports and soccer, cricket, and handball. I also did a lot of music. I played trumpet in the school orchestra. I sang in the choir as well. Can you read the number five, please?
What fashion and trends do you remember from your teen years? The fashion I remember most was emo fashion because that was something I used to wear. We wore slim fit jeans, black t-shirts, and like most of my friends, I had long hair.
Number six. What was the most difficult thing about being a teenager? Being stuck between being a kid and being an adult. So trying to balance the two. I think most of teens feel that way. I want to be treated like a true adult some of the time, and I like a kid at other times. It was frustrating when someone got the wrong age. Can you read number seven, please?
What's the happiest memory you have from your teen years? I played handball for my college team, and my happiest memory was when I was picked to play for England when I was 17. I was such a great feeling when I heard the national anthem, and now they was representing my country.
Okay, number 8. Who or what influenced you when you were a teenager? What did you learn? My parents influenced me a lot, although I only really appreciated it when I was older. Some of my best friends influenced me too. They all taught me the value of hard work and of being yourself and enjoy that. Okay, number 9, please.
What do you miss about your teen years? I miss the lack of responsibility. Now I have to worry about so much stuff like work and money. So I miss being a teenager because everything was a lot of easier then.
Okay, yes, it's teenager and easier than. Okay, number 10. What's one piece of advice you will give to today's teenagers? Enjoy it. Have lots of fun. It's a great time, so have a great time. Okay, I think we have some questions about vocabulary. So we are going to take it by one once. Okay, so can you say me the first question about vocabulary? Can you? In the first paragraph, well, here. Do you have questions about vocabulary?
Uh, the the green.
Degree. Okay, degree, we are talking when we are, for example, a major, or um, sería como un grado en genética, se referiría a un doctorado, una maestría. Por lo general, degree se refiere como a la maestría.
Mm,
Ujú, una maestría en genética. Ajá, what more?
um, this paragraph.
Ujú. This, no, any?
No, any.
Any number 1, any. What about the number 2?
Um, snake.
Sneak out. Todo junto. Sneak out. Sneak out es irse de pinta, escaparse.
Mm,
So we used to try and sneak out of school during breaks to go to the sweet shop. Nosotros tratábamos de irnos de pinta o escaparnos de la escuela durante los recesos para ir a la tienda de dulces
dulces.
around the corner, que sería llegando, ¿no? A la esquina. Okay, next, number 3.
Ended.
Okay, dice, my best subject was science, especially biology, and that's why I ended up doing for my degree. Si la primera oración dice, mi mejor materia fue la ciencia, luego dice, especialmente la biología, y that's what I ended up doing for my degree. ¿Qué quería decir? ¿Qué te hace pensar que dice todo ese cacho de oración?
¿Qué es lo que lo hizo decidirse por su maestría?
Y eso fue lo que me hizo decidirme para hacer mi maestría. Mm, sí, puede ser, ¿no? Decidirse. También puede ser como, y es por eso que terminé haciendo mi maestría. Sí, puede ser. Ajá, esa es la idea, ¿no? Decidí, terminé, ¿no? Realicé, ¿no? Terminé por realizar, decidí hacer mi maestría. Exactly, sí. Es la idea, ¿no? And that was I ended up doing for my degree. Como tal, and ended up sería terminó. En pasado, ¿no? End, terminar. What more?
Mm,
We are checking the number 4. Questions about the number 4.
any.
Only on the 4. What about the number 5?
Slim fit jeans es como jeans ajustados.
Ajá. Jeans ajustados. Esos serían como ajustados. Slim serían pegados.
Ok.
Slim, de hecho, lo vimos como un adjetivo para decir que era eh, delgado, ¿sí te acuerdas?
Yes.
Y fit, pues sería como, pues sí, sería como ajustado, pegado. Ajá. ¿Cuál más?
Any.
Any. Okay, what about number 6?
Um, stock.
Stock. Ok, ¿qué te
Stock.
imaginas que es stock? Si dice being stuck between, entre being a kid and being an adult.
Atrapado.
Ajá, similar. Sí, exactamente. Estar atrapado, estar, oh, se me fue, pero es sinónimo de atrapado. Se me fue. Atrapado, atascado.
Atascado.
Ajá, atascado, atrapado. Eh, ajá, estar atrapado, estar atascado entre ser un adulto y un niño. Ajá. Any other here?
No.
Okay, I move this. What about here?
Uh, any.
Okay, number 7.
Picket.
Picked. I picked to play for England. Okay, dice, I play handball for my college team. And my happiest memory was when I was picked to play for England when I was 17. Ok, la primera parte de la oración dice, yo jugué handball o bola a mano, ¿no? En mi colegio, en el equipo del colegio. Y mi memoria más feliz fue cuando yo picked to play para England cuando tenía 17. Entonces, ¿qué te imaginas que sería picked to play si está hablando de jugar handball? Y
Sería
está,
como
ajá,
decidir.
decidir. Mm, más bien cuando, Los seleccionaron, de select, de, ¿cómo podría ser otro? Cuando fue seleccionado,
Escogido.
ajá, escogido, ajá, cuando fue escogido fue seleccionado para jugar en, no, cuando fue seleccionado para jugar para England cuando tenía 17. Entonces, pick es similar to select. O podría ser como choose. Choose, ¿no? Ese sí lo hemos visto. Choose, elegir, ¿no? Electo, ¿no? Ok, ¿cuál más?
Any.
Any. I'm going to move this. Okay, number 8.
Although.
Although. Although. Ok, la idea primero dice, mis padres me influenciaron, ¿no? Un montón. Ajá, me influenciaron a mí un montón. Also, yo solo realmente la aprecié cuando me volví más grande, no older, más grande, cuando me volví más grande, cuando fui más grande. Entonces, ¿qué te imaginas que sería also para juntar esas dos ideas? Mis padres me influenciaron un montón. Also, lo aprecié o realmente lo aprecié solo cuando me, me volví más grande.
Mm, aunque sería, aunque solo lo aprecié cuando fue más grande.
Ajá, también podría ser pero solo lo aprecié cuando me volví más grande. Exactamente, aunque, pero, o... Sí, no, yo creo que esos dos quedan, aunque o pero. Ajá. Any other?
Mm, no.
Okay. What about number 9?
Lack.
Lack. Okay, si la pregunta es, what did you miss about your teen years? Y él contesta, I miss the lack of responsibility. ¿Qué te imaginas que significa lack?
Sería como la falta de responsabilidades.
Exactamente, ¿no? ¿Qué extrañas pues de tu juventud, no de tu adolescencia? Yo extraño la falta de responsabilidad. Ajá. What more?
Mm, stuff. Son cosas.
Ajá, stuff is similar to think. Stuff and think.
Any.
And last number,
Any.
any. Okay, very excellent. So now, Kenya, do you think something similar like him? Maybe talking about your teenager. Do you remember something about your teenager? No, I don't know what was the happiest memory that you have, or how do you spend your free time?
Yes. Similar. Well, the subject and
Mm-hmm.
my worst subject is algebra
Algebra
and
too.
calculus.
And
Yes.
calculus. Okay, get it. So tell me, can you tell me a little about your teenager? Maybe when you was a teenager, Maybe what do you usually do, or maybe I don't know, something that you like and you say today I don't like it, I hate it, something like that.
I like it to the listen to music
Mm-hmm.
and read about the romance.
Okay. So you continue doing it
Yes, sometimes.
sometimes. Okay, so do you remember mm, your happiest memory, no, you have from your teen years?
Mm,
Something that makes you be really, really happy, or something that you are proud. Proud, it's like orgulloso.
yes, yes, I remember to the play the bands. Uh, uh, I, um, mm, Guerra was bands
Okay. So
and
what
the
did you play? What did you play? What was the instrument that did you play?
drum.
Drum. Okay. And it's difficult to play it?
No, it's really really easy.
It's really, really easy. Okay. And do you usually go to concerts to play it? Or tell me a little more about it, about the experience.
Yes, and the competition
Okay.
and the win the jury the third and the third place.
Okay, so you won on a competition and you get the third place.
Yes,
Okay, well that's great. That's excellent. And how much bands was there?
it's mm, a level national level.
Okay, was national level. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds perfect. Excellent. And how was the experience? You get nervous? You can tell me about that. Do you remember that day? Can you tell me a little more about
Yeah,
that day?
I was very nervous and stressed.
And stress. So can you tell me a little more about that day? Maybe starting in the morning. What did you do to prepare, and how was the experience when you arrived? What happened when you was there? Told me a little more about what did you do when you was playing. How feel when you was in front of a lot of people, and what happened when you finish now to play. So can you tell me a little more about that day?
Yes, I remember I was late that day from the bus.
Uh-huh.
Mm, and arrived uh, 3 minutes, 30 minutes late or the competition.
Okay. Okay, and what happened?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what happened more?
Um, my friend lost the boquilla
Okay.
and um, mm, we had
You had,
to pedir prestado a borrow
okay, no, they had to got borrow, okay?
de, de boquilla.
The boquilla to the instrument. Okay, okay, yes, that sounds terrible. And what happened more?
I don't remember more.
You don't remember more. Okay, remember, when you're talking in past simple, it's important to try to use the correct verb past. I know that it's difficult when we are talking, but we need to try to practice more. So the idea it's that we had a little more conversation or try to speak a little more on class because I looked at you have a really difficult when you are trying to speak and well you are intermediate level and we need to try to increase now your fluently and your speaking. I know that you understand really well when you're hearing, no, when you're hearing someone and when you are reading, but it's important to try to practice more the speaking. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, great, excellent. Don't worry, I know that you usually get nervous, it's normal, but remember, we only hear 2 or 3 persons, so don't worry for that. We aren't a lot, so we can try to speak a little more and to have a really good fluently. Okay.
okay,
Okay, don't worry. It's well, you can be shy or nervous because we in this case only we are two, not me and you on the meeting. Okay?
okay,
Okay, great, excellent. Okay, so now we are going to answer this sentence true or false. Okay, I think I'm going to back. I'm going to do it a little smaller. Okay, now it's really smaller. Can you read it? Well, the reading?
no,
No. Yes, I thought too. Okay, give me a second. I think I'm going to get a screenshot. I'm going to take a screenshot. Give me a second. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to send the screenshot to WhatsApp. Give me a second. I won't believe that you can see well the letters on the image here in WhatsApp. Give me a second, I'm opening WhatsApp. It's it's joining it. Okay, get it. Can you see the reading? I mean, isn't smaller in your phone the letters?
um, no, I see. Well,
You see well. Okay, great, excellent. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to give you. Um, okay, I think I'm going to give you 5 minutes to read again all the reading to understand what is he talking in each sentence to read the activity, to read the next activity that is true or false. So take your time, 5 minutes to read, and other 2 minutes to answer the activity. So I share here the activity on the meeting. So when you finish on five, well, when you finish reading, you can do the activity and you tell me when you get finished, when you get all of the answers, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay, you did excellent, really easy. So can you say me the number one? You was born in Manchester. Is true or false?
False.
False. Okay, number two, please.
She liked to sneak out of school to go to the movie theater. False.
False. Number three.
Um, his worst subject in the school was biology. False.
His. His. His worst. Okay, number four.
He wore black t-shirts and had long hair when he was in the school. True.
Number five.
Joe's best memory was playing soccer for England when he was 17. True.
And the last number six.
Joe enjoyed having no responsibility as a teenager. True.
Teenager.
Teenager.
I say true, sorry. Ah, okay, we're going to check it. So the one is false. He was born in a small town near Manchester, but isn't in Manchester, was near. Number two, false. He liked to try and sneak out of school during breaks to go to the sweet shop around the corner. Number three, it's false too because his best subject was biology. His worst subject was algebra. Number four was true. Number five is false because he played handball for England when he was 17. It wasn't soccer, was handball. And the last number six, what is true? Do you have questions or comments about it?
No.
No, any questions? Okay, we continue with the next. Listening a long time ago. Listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. Complete the sentences by circle A, B, or C. The number one, now you have Colin was a teenager in the 14th, in the 15th, in 16th. Okay, so the idea is complete the sentence choosing one letter, maybe letter A, B, or C. Do you have questions about the activity?
No.
Okay, I'm going to play the listening.
Page 51. Lesson D.
Can you hear the listening?
No.
Okay, give me a second. I'm going to share again the screen.
Teenage years. 2. Listening.
Can you hear the listening?
Yes.
Great, excellent.
A long time ago. Listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. Complete the sentences by circling A, B, or C. 1.
Tell me about when you were a teenager.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was born in 1948, so I was a teenager in the 60s. It was a good time to be a teenager, you know, with all the 60s music, rock and roll, the Beatles and everything.
2.
What was school like when you were a teenager?
Well, I left school when I was 14. You can't do that now. You can't leave until you're 16. But the school I went to wasn't that good. I mean, we didn't learn much there. I was happy to leave and get a job.
3.
So what was your first job?
Well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in the city, in the TV factory there. And then when I was 18, I went to work in a big department store.
4.
What did you enjoy doing when you weren't at work?
Well, the 60s was a great time for music. We went to dances every week and listened to the top groups and bought their records. We didn't have a TV until I was 18, but we had a record player, so my friends all came to my house and we listened to a lot of music.
5.
When you look back now, was it a happy time?
Yes, it was a good time to be young. We had money in our pockets and we spent it. We had fun. But looking back, I can see that I didn't have a really good education and, well, I think if I regret anything, it's that I didn't take evening classes. I think I had too much fun.
Okay, you can see the listening is a little difficult, so I'm going to play the listening twice more, okay? Two times more.
Okay.
Page 51. Lesson D. Teenage Years. 2. Listening. A long time ago. Listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. Complete the sentences by circling A, B, or C. 1.
Tell me about when you were a teenager.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was born in 1948, so I was a teenager in the 60s. It was a good time to be a teenager, you know, with all the 60s music, rock and roll, the Beatles and everything.
2.
What was school like when you were a teenager?
Well, I left school when I was 14. You can't do that now. You can't leave until you're 16. But the school I went to wasn't that good. I mean, we didn't learn much there. I was happy to leave and get a job.
3.
So what was your first job?
Well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in the city, in the TV factory there. And then when I was 18, I went to work in a big department store.
4.
What did you enjoy doing when you weren't at work?
Well, the 60s was a great time for music. We went to dances every week and listened to the top groups and bought their records. We didn't have a TV until I was 18, but we had a record player, so my friends all came to my house and we listened to a lot of music.
5.
When you look back now, was it a happy time?
Yes, it was a good time to be young. We had money in our pockets and we spent it. We had fun. But looking back, I can see that I didn't have a really good education and, well, I think if I regret anything, it's that I didn't take evening classes. I think I had too much fun.
Page 51. Lesson D. Teenage Years. 2. Listening. A long time ago. Listen to Colin talk about being a teenager in England many years ago. Complete the sentences by circling A, B, or C. 1.
Tell me about when you were a teenager.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was born in 1948, so I was a teenager in the 60s. It was a good time to be a teenager, you know, with all the 60s music, rock and roll, the Beatles and everything.
2.
What was school like when you were a teenager?
Well, I left school when I was 14. You can't do that now. You can't leave until you're 16. But the school I went to wasn't that good. I mean, we didn't learn much there. I was happy to leave and get a job.
3.
So what was your first job?
Well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in the city, in the TV factory there. And then when I was 18, I went to work in a big department store.
4.
What did you enjoy doing when you weren't at work?
Well, the 60s was a great time for music. We went to dances every week and listened to the top groups and bought their records. We didn't have a TV until I was 18, but we had a record player, so my friends all came to my house and we listened to a lot of music.
5.
When you look back now, was it a happy time?
Yes, it was a good time to be young. We had money in our pockets and we spent it. We had fun. But looking back, I can see that I didn't have a really good education and, well, I think if I regret anything, it's that I didn't take evening classes. I think I had too much fun.
Okay, great, excellent. So, Kenyan, can you say me the first answer, please?
Is
Kenyan,
the letter C in the 16?
that's the letter C in the 16. Number 2,
A letter B, 14.
number 3,
Letter E in factory.
number 4,
A letter E, music.
and the last number 5.
Letter B, didn't take classes.
Didn't take classes. Okay, we are going to check it. The first is yes, it was in the 16th. The number 2, yes, was when he was 14. And number 3, he he worked in a factory. No, he worked in a factory, but he said that he started working in a farm. And when his friends moved to the city, he decided to move to the city too and start to work in a factory. On well, they decided to start working in a store because his friends, when they moved to the city, they started to work in a factory. But he said that he started working in a big store.
Um,
And the number 4, yes, is the music. And the last, yes, he didn't take classes. No, his main regrets is that he didn't take classes. Okay, we are going to check this. Now, the number 3. I'm going to repeat the listening again. Give me a second.
Page 51. Lesson D. Teenage years. 2.
You're a teenager. Your first job.
Well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in the city, in the TV factory.
Okay, yes, he said, well, like most of the kids around here, I went to work on a farm. Some of my friends went to work in a city in a tea factory there. And then they and then when I was 18, I started well, no, 18 was I went to work in a big department store. Yes, so that's the reason why he said on the farm. Now his first job was on the farm. Okay.
okay.
Any questions, comments about it?
No.
No. Okay. We are going to finish the class by today. Please remember to do the activities on recreo. Okay, no, I remember we are taking 30 minutes more, right?
Right.
That is true. Okay, we can continue. Okay, so I continue the class. Well, I was waiting. I was hoping that Carlos was here, so continue with this. Okay, we're going to do this. Vocabulary notebook. I hate it much. Learning tips. Grouping vocabulary. You can group new vocabulary in different ways to help you remember it. For example, group things you can or can do, or things you are interested or things that you are not interested in. For example, like this. Now we have here a box that say I was good at, I'm not or wasn't very good at, I can or couldn't do at all, I liked, I hate, I'm not or wasn't very interested in. Okay, so we have here two ideas by each one. I'm and I was. I am not and I wasn't very. So the first is in present and the next is in past. For example, you can see I am good at, okay, I'm good at chemistry, but I was good at biology. No? So that's the difference. For example, the next, and I hate and I hate it. Okay, actually, no, now or currently, um, I hate physics, but I hated history when I was in high school. No, so that's the idea. So you need to choose one subject that you are good today, that you are good currently, another that you was good on past. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Questions, comments about activity?
Yes. What is the PA?
PA. I think good question. PA. Physics education.
Okay.
Physics education. Yes. You can choose more. Now we have a lot of subjects like calculus, algebra, I don't know, the choir, and whatever. You can choose more than these ideas in the box. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. When you get ready, tell me.
Ready.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see me the first, please?
I'm I'm good at chemistry,
Uh-huh.
chemistry,
Chemistry,
and was good at biology.
biology. Okay. What more? I'm not.
I am not good at history.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't very good at English. At English,
That's English. Exactly. Next.
I can't do social science. Social.
Okay.
I'm called to philosophy at all.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I like the music.
Uh-huh.
I like it the art.
Uh-huh.
I hate the math
Mm-hmm.
and hated the physics.
Uh-huh.
I am not very interested in the calculus.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't very interested in geography.
Yeah. Okay. If you choose a subject that you wasn't good and now you are, well, maybe not really really good, but you are better, what do you think is the subject that you can choose?
Mm, and the science social.
Science social. So you was really badly in science social and now you are good.
Yes,
Okay. Why? What do you think that?
because in the school
Mm-hmm.
I subjects the science social
Uh-huh.
and check the problems to the social in the school.
Uh-huh.
The mm, um, I um, mm,
Okay, so you said you wasn't really good on social because the troubles that you usually read was a little difficult for you, right?
right.
Okay, all right. So in my case, I think a subject that was really badly. Mm, I think that English. When I was in elementary school, high school, middle school, I was really badly because I hate it. I hate English a lot of time ago because by me it was a little difficult and I didn't understand when someone tried to explain me. Obviously, another thing is that didn't pay attention in English classes, so by me it was really really difficult. And now I think that I'm not a gooder, but I am better than I was in elementary school, high school, because now I can speak and I can understand when I'm reading. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Okay, great, excellent. Okay, I think the next is the new unit. Okay, about neighborhood places. Are there places with expression line next to between direction, information? Okay, now we're going to see the other thing. Give me a second. Okay. Uh, we check the imperatives. Kenya, I learn, or we learn the imperatives.
No.
No, do you know what
So,
is
do you know?
imperativo? ¿Has escuchado
I
de los,
don't remember.
no has escuchado de los imperativos?
No.
Ok. Vale, vamos a ver. Ok, los imperativos. We often need to use the command mod when we want to quick warn someone in everyday life to give orders or communicate on informal language. The imperative mode is much easier than other modes in English. So if you, how you can understand how you can see the imperative mode is when we usually have these easy phrases that has another of structure. This mode is more to give an order, or when you are argue with someone, when you want to communicate in informal language, or when we give you an advice, no, or instruction. How you can see in the image, well, that is a brain map, no, in your left. You have here the uses of imperatives. Now, we can use imperatives to give orders. For example, come here at once and take that gum. Take that gum out of. Okay, take that gum out of your mouth. No, you are giving an orders. The other use that you can have is on signs. For example, push, pull, give away, stay on your right. For example, pull and push you maybe looked it on the doors. Push the door, pull the door. Now, the other use that you have is make an invitation. For example, uh, have some tea. It's still hot. Or come in and sit down. We are having tea. Or maybe, come on. No, make an invitation. Please sit down. No, or please come here, no, or something like that. Give instruction. We can use imperatives to give instructions. For example, take one pill every 12 hours, or open your books on page 13, or maybe open your tongue, or open your mouth and let me check. No, maybe I don't know. Please sit down and open your books, or listen and match. No, so usually use imperatives to give instructions. The other use is give warnings. For example, don't sit on the bench, it's wet paint. Don't smoke, it's bad for your teeth. Or maybe these warnings that you see that please stop. No, it's it's a zone to school, no, or please I don't know, maybe don't drink in that place, or something like that. And the last use that you have to imperatives is to give advice. For example, go home and get sleep. You look so dead. Tell me about your trip to Ireland, or maybe tell me about your childhood, or maybe it could be I don't know. Did you went to the doctor? No, or something like that. So the idea to use imperatives is to communicate in informal language, to try to only give the idea, and usually look these phrases in warnings or in signs that is really common, or maybe in instructions. For example, in a prescription of the doctor, or maybe when you Okay, maybe when you watch these videos to prepare or make a desserts or a dish, now they usually use imperative mode because they only say, please spoon the sugar, or maybe take a glass of milk, or mix the flour with, I don't know, with eggs, with 2 eggs, or something like that. Okay, do you have some questions or comments about the imperative mood?
No.
No, it is really to understand. Can you take a screenshot, please?
Yes. Ready.
Ready. Thanks so much. Let's check it next. Now we have the imperative from unused. Okay, we have again imperatives when we have to advise, to orders, to instructions. I think I can see it well. Okay, yes, to warnings and affirmations, and we have more examples. And we have the positive and the negative form. Okay, how you can see on your left, now we have use when we want to tell to do something. They usually don't have a subject. They address to the listener, who the speaker understands to be the subject. Use the base form, the verb be or whatever verb. Imperatives clause usually ends with a period, but it may so also end with an exclamation point. Okay, we have here some important notes. Now, the first note said that we use when we want to tell to do something. In this case, could be an order, could be an instruction, could be an advice. How you can see in these phrases or this sentence, we don't have a subject. The sentence starts with the verb, no, and the verb usually is in base form. Base form it's like infinitive. Only if it's negative, yes, you need to use do or don't, but usually have the base form or the infinitive form of verb. And how you can see, when you have a or when you are writing, it's important to use a period or use exclamation depending of the sentence that you have. So, do you have some questions about these notes?
Um, no. I
Okay,
think no.
you think no. Okay, so according to the grammar, you have two, positive and negative. How you can see in positive sentence, you only have the verb and the complement. For example, be quiet, call me son, have some cookies. No? So you have here the verb first, and you continue with the complement. And a negative, you need to use an auxiliary. In this case, the auxiliary is do or don't, or no. The auxiliary usually is do not or don't. We didn't use doesn't because usually we use this form when we are talking with one person or maybe with a lot of people, but the idea is that we usually don't or do not. We didn't use doesn't because we don't usually have a subject in the sentence. Okay, we usually don't use the subject in a sentence when we have an imperative mode. Do you have questions or comments about it?
No.
Okay, and I think it's the last. Positive and negative is affirmative verbs addressing the subject, and do the positives. Okay, we have here other notes like we can use do or just to the beginning of the sentence, or the word please to the conclusion. For example, the emphatic now. For example, do sit down. Now, do sit down. Or maybe you have a please at the conclusion when sit down, please. No? Or maybe you have just, for example, just only be quiet. No? Something like that. And we have imperatives with to and we let. We use to make the imperative sound a little more polite or more formal. Yes, the imperative is informal in a formal way, but if you have do, you can try to say you are trying to do it softer. Now you aren't rude, so you are trying to be a little more polite. And when you have let, is when we have third person. For example, let me see, let's go. No. So do you have questions about do and let?
No.
Okay. Maybe about use do or just at the beginning and please at the conclusion.
No.
Okay. So now we are going to do this activity. The activity is really easy. We are going to write a sentence to positive or negative. That's the first step, first part. And the second part is rewrite the sentences in order. We need to order the sentences. If you have questions or comments, you know that you can ask me, okay?
Okay. Teacher, I don't see the number 9 activity.
Okay, yes. To the letter B, right?
Right.
Can you see now?
Yes. Teacher, I have a question.
What's your question, Kimia?
In the Spanish,
Okay, yes.
eh, la primera actividad tendremos que reescribirlas si son en positivo o en negativo y las de negativo en positivo.
Así es.
Ah, ok.
¿Ya las tienes todas?
Yes.
Yes. ¿Ya terminaste también la letra B?
Yes.
Ok, vale, entonces vamos a ver. ¿Cómo quedó en la primera?
Don't sing a song.
Exactly. Number 2.
Don't write your name.
Number 3.
Don't talk quietly.
Number 4.
Don't wash your hands.
Number 5.
Don't drink leaden tea.
Number 6.
Eat junk food.
Number 7.
Play football in breakfast.
Number 8.
Read magazines. Read
Number 9.
do your homework.
And number 2.
Listen to music.
Exactly. How you can see, if you have positive, no, you only write the verb and the complement. And it's negative, you only add the don't. So in the first activity, now to number 1 to number 5, you only add the don't, and the number 6 to number 10, sorry, you erase the don't, right?
Right.
Okay, in the letter B, number 1, what's the answer?
Don't make noise.
Number 2.
Clap your hands.
Number 3.
Don't call the police.
Number number 4.
Saying again the chant.
Number 5.
Listen to the teacher.
Number 6.
Keep tidy the classroom.
Tidy.
Study.
Keep tidy the classroom. Number 7.
Don't play games.
Number 8.
Do your homework.
And number 9.
From a circle.
Okay, form a circle. Really easy. Do you have questions, comments about it?
No.
No, really easy. Okay, I think that it's time to end the class. Yes, it's 9:39. So we're going to finish the class and we are going to continue the next class. If you don't have any questions, if you don't have any comments, see you tomorrow. Take care, be healthy, and thank you for being here on class. Remember, do the activities on recreo, please.
Yes. See you. Take care.
You take care too. Bye.